name is Mark. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm 50 years old. I was diagnosed at age 35 with severe sleep apnea. I did one sleep study where I was in the sleep study for 5 hours and I woke up, according to those stats, 300 times. So I don't get a lot of rest. I used to have bottomless pit kind of energy, go all day, all night, sleep 2 or 3 hours and be fine. But since the last 15 years, I haven't slept at all. The last good night's sleep I had was July 1st, 2000. I tried a CPAP mask. That didn't work because I thrash around so much in my sleep. I would push the mask off my face and it would make noise, which would wake me up and would wake my wife up. So I just relegated myself to, well, I won't get a good night's sleep the rest of my life. I've tried different contraptions and have often wondered and hoped that something would come along that would alleviate my exhaustion, because you get to a point where you're just tired all the time. I teach high school, and it's gotten to the point now where if I don't take a little mini nap after lunch, I can actually fall asleep at my desk. I have to fight falling asleep behind the wheel when I drive home in the afternoon. I'm okay in the morning for a little while. A cup of coffee keeps me going, but from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, it's all I can do to keep my eyes open. Now, falling asleep's not an issue. I can fall asleep at, in a shake of a lamb's tail. It's staying asleep that's the problem. I recently had a endoscope of my nasal and throat. I thought it was a deviated septum or something like that. They looked up my nose and down my throat and came up with the conclusion that that really wasn't the problem. So I'm still stuck. I need something that would help, because I feel like I'm shaving years off my life at this point. My general practitioner says he says I have tonsils the size of redwood trees. Slightly deviated septum from having my nose broken several times over the years in very ridiculous ways. Back palate's a little flappy. I've been told that my uvula looks like a red punching bag. It's elongated. That gets in the way. I have a small mouth but a large tongue, and that gets to flopping around in there. And I actually did my own study one time. I set up my home VHS or VCR camera, my home movie camera, and recorded myself with a night vision on, and I was thrashing and choking and jumping around all night. And so I have a lot of things going on. A good friend of mine had what they call the roto-rooter surgery and had everything done. Septum, the nasal passages, the palate, the uvula, and he lost about 50, 60 pounds because he couldn't swallow for 3 months. He said it hurt all the time, and he did not advise anyone doing it, because after they did that, he went back on the CPAP. Now he says it works better and he can tolerate it, but he said what he went through, he didn't know if it was worth what he went through.
Understanding that this appliance could help a child before it's too late and everything is bone set permanently to open their airway, is it something that you would advise a parent to do to avoid what you experience, and do you wish you could have had it as a child?
Yeah, I mean, when I was coming up and I got my braces, they did 4 extractions, and I got my braces on, and ended up have some scarring inside around my lips where the braces were. I can still feel those to this day. Both my children have had to get orthodontic procedures, and my daughter had a mouthpiece, she doesn't use it anymore, that taught her where to put her tongue. I did. But if you could, goodness gracious, if you could have alleviated this for me when I was a young person, I would give anything to go back and redo that. Absolutely.
Would you tell a parent, if they have a chance, to help their child avoid what you experienced?
Yeah, if this can fulfill its promise, and I was a parent or advising another parent, absolutely. If you could prevent something that's going to be, possibly life-altering or even life-ending, my wife's grandfather, her maternal grandfather, was the sunshine of the family and died at age 56 because they said he snored all night so hard that he would wake up, and back then they didn't know what it was called, and he just wore his poor heart out and left this world way too soon.